It's the podcast. Corey, can you tell us more about it?
The more about the podcast.
Crocky.
Crikey.
Top of the morning to you in the
Top of the
podcast.
morning.
This is when people say, oh, the beginning of the podcast is the worst part, but stick through
total
it.
Trash.
Welcome
to the Baking Down Podcast. We are the twins, Heather and Corey. We will be your hosts today. Where do you twins come from? We actually come from a group on Facebook called the Sugar Cookie Marketing Parenthesis Group Parenthesis. What we do is we learn what's going on in the industry. We see what's hot topics. We see what's trending. And then we bring it to the podcast once a week on Tuesdays to your ear holes.
I want you to do the whole podcast with that weird elevator pitch sound.
Don't tell me twice.
Guys, what we're talking about today will interest you very, very much.
Don't tell me twice.
Come to your left and I'll sell you a used car.
I want to buy a watch.
So it is so hot in Northern Virginia. We are in the nation's swamp, and it is swamping.
In the Cookie College, we have a challenge this month, and it's called the Walking
You'll never guess what we do. We sit. Just kidding. We walk.
We're walking. In the hottest month of the year, the mental gymnastics I have to put myself outside to walk. You can walk wherever, though. You can walk in Target if you need to.
Always getting lost in the minutia. It's so hot. However, at the end of this week, we're getting that Hurricane Debbie, the land mass version of it. It will be a torrential downpour, but it will cool down. We're in 90 to 100 degree temps right now. But by the end of this month, which I know is 3 weeks away, it'll be the high 70s. I will emerge from my summer grave.
But you technically know it's not supposed to get cooler till the end of September.
Listen, man, I have to have some kind of hope.
I'm just saying.
Low 80s,
I'll goes down and then goes back up, you can't be mad at it.
I'll be mad.
You'll have to be mad at the
No, I'm mad at it. I'll be mad at everybody.
Sun.
I'm just going to be mad. So we talked about that as the weather starts to cool. And I know we have the 4 seasons here, but your area as it transitions from this kind of dead of summer to kids going back to school, which is funny because I asked on the Sugar Cookie Marketing Facebook page, when do these kids go back to school? A lot of them started this week.
Yeah.
It's the first week of August.
I know.
Our locality doesn't go back till the end of this month.
Yeah, the 19th is the week of.
Oh, really?
Is what someone told me yesterday when they placed an order last minute.
Oh, okay. So as our audience, our target audience, which is typically what I find for Corey's, at least, is moms in their 30s. As they start sending their kids back to school, we start uptick.
Yeah.
We get out of the J months, the dry July, and we start this uptick of back to school. Yeah. August is just pre-September in the cookie world.
Let me just tell you what we are at. If you know, around here, there is King's Dominion, which is Heather's favorite place to go.
Kingstown, where the kings go.
King's Dominion is a park. It's an amusement park. It used to be called Paramount King's Dominion back in its heyday.
And they had all the rides that match. Italian Job was a ride.
It was so good. Like they had Tomb Raider, Raiders of the Lost Ark. And then when Paramount pulled out, King's Dominion was like, what do we do?
They just took the brand.
They took the word out. They took Paramount out. But then they had to change all the rides because it was intellectual property. So now it's like instead of Tomb Raiders, it's like called Aztec. Italian Job is just Job.
Laura Croft.
There is one ride there. Is it the 305?
Intimidator 305.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
That you made me go
Launch
on?
coaster. Blast coaster.
When I don't care about roller coasters, like I'll go on them if someone asks me, but instead, do you want to go on a roller coaster? What it sounds like to me is, do you want a quick headache? Because the way
this
it jostles the brain.
I agree. And
maybe
I agree
it was
that
Anaconda.
That's
a jostle of the brain.
That's a jostler. It's a jostler 3000. That's an ibuprofen 200.
Instant headache.
Tylenol 3.
But I know when you're going up the roller coaster, it clicks. Click, click, click. Till you get to the top, and then it kind of stops.
That is where we're at.
That's where we're at in the cookie world.
You get that like little second guess there at the top, and then you feel like it goes a lurch forward a little bit, and then we careen into Q4.
Careen. It's nonstop from this little point that we are till the end of the year, till December 26th. It is nonstop.
Did that fan just kick on real loud?
No, it's your computer is stopping.
Oh, buddy, I'm sorry. You'll work. Oh, yeah.
It's hot.
It's updating a driver.
So what we're going to do is we want to cover the things you can do now while we're at the top of this roller coaster, Intimidator 305.
It's intimidating.
Right before you get a headache, what you can do now to set yourself up for success, because we have Beth laid plans of mice and men when we plan to do things in the busy season.
Yes.
But the busy season,
you don't have time.
You won't do it.
You don't have time.
The first thing to take a back seat in busy season is the things you have to do.
Absolutely. You're in the kitchen and you're not.
Yes.
Well, you're not okay.
And when you're not in the kitchen, you're tired.
Right. So if you take the rest of August, yes, you'll start getting a few more orders than usual. That's natural. If you do these things now, you're not going to be cursing past you later as you're strapped in and getting that headache. So that we're mitigating headaches in this podcast.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so Corey wanted to go through, she thought to structure this one would be better going through platform by web platform, because a lot of our marketing will come from that.
Yesterday, I spent a good couple hours cleaning up the followers of Sugar Cookie Marketing. And you're like, girls, are you just following to unfollow? No, there's people who have abandoned their accounts. They're no longer baking. They've abandoned their accounts. They haven't posted in 12 months. So what we don't want is that to be you. Also, what I've realized is going through people's accounts. There's a lot of things you guys have left amiss, amok.
Yeah, residual. You got busy and you went on vacation.
And I'm like going through, I'm like, oh yeah, it says like now accepting orders for May.
Yes, so that's what we kind of want to cover. Nothing screams I'm not taking orders right now like booking for 2022.
Yeah.
So Corey wanted to start with Instagram, and she wants to start with one that's often forgotten because it's not in our line of sight, and that's your autoresponder. We actually disabled autoresponders on our Instagram because the content we post is supposed to be funny for bakers. Yes. But when any baker laughed at a meme we posted and they got hit with a like, hey, we're not here right now.
There's nothing more annoying than.
Yeah, that was for us. However, for a local baker, do you have one set up for your baking company?
I don't, just because I get random messages often.
From cookies?
Yeah.
Okay, you got You are not.
So no, I don't have it set up, but it is important. If you have grown your account like you should, and you just have local people following you,
ideally, everyone messaging you will be wanting to place an order. Your content will drive them to that. So check out, even if you think your autoresponder is okay, go back, just update it.
Yeah.
If somebody has messaged you in the past and they're getting the same autoresponder from 2 years ago, why not give it a little makeup on a pig?
One of my autoresponders on Facebook said my old pricing. I did not know. Because I did not know.
It's so funny. Corey did that rebranding 2 years ago at this point, and we had to update everything. And we were like, somewhere, somehow, there's a mention of that old email address because people are still it took us forever to find out it was in the autoresponder.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about Facebook in a second. There's a ton of autoresponders, not just that one, but Instagram, fortunately, only has one. You can find it. The best way I manage autoresponders is by going to business.facebook.com, which takes you to Business Suite on desktop computers. Then if you have your Instagram and Facebook correctly linked, you can manage both auto-response options there, and there's a lot more than you think there are.
Yeah.
So I would go that. I would just update it regardless. I like it when I message when I go to a page and it's like pushing me to these holidays that I'm expecting.
Yeah.
Like a lot of you guys sign up for the newsletter, which is awesome. If you want to sign up for the newsletter, it matches this podcast. It's there'snewsletter.com. You can sign up. But your autoresponders are always the same. And I've been getting your autoresponders for years at this point. And I'm like, why do you have that set up? Like, if every email you get gets that autoresponder, I read through them sometimes just to kind of see. And some of them are kind of pointless. So I would say, like, almost turn it off at that point.
Yeah.
Because one of them's like, if you need a cake, please email this other email. That's all it says. Every week I get it.
Oh, that's so funny.
Like, it makes me think, Rihanna, you're okay. We're still good. So the autoresponder, now let's go to an Instagram. I like this feature. You can have 3 pin posts.
Yeah, which is very nice. You could only, I think back in the day, only have 1 pin post.
No, now you have 3.
And now you have 3, which makes it nice because your first line can just be like super important information.
Right.
Yeah, things you need to say to people.
Oh, yeah. So what she's saying is your Instagram grid is 3 by 1, right? So you have 3 posts across. Those 3 top posts can be your pin posts. So Corey's saying those 3 should be the most important content regarding the holidays we're coming for. And Corey says, I would recommend these 3 pin posts. How to order, your lead times, and your offerings. So yeah, that lead times thing is going to fluctuate. You can make a post and pin it. Mm-hmm. It pins it to the top, so it pushes the 2 following, over to the left. But having that lead time constantly get updated is a really great way to drive traffic and to kind of keep people like, oh, this baker's on it.
What I did see a lot during my Instagram Dell in yesterday was a lot of people are just pinning their favorite sets.
That is not driving sales. That is driving. Here you go. Which
you
is great.
can be proud of a set, truly. And there's a time and a place. But if we're looking for sales and to optimize getting people to the order part of the process, your favorite set isn't going to do that.
Right.
So what you need to do is someone's taking the time to look through your actual Instagram profile. They've clicked to it.
Yeah, I would say that every post you make is your portfolio.
Yeah.
Those 3 top pin posts should be, okay, you've audited me. Now let's go and place this order.
My other thing with the pin post. Some of you are like, oh yeah, I've had it pinned for years. The problem
The
is
content's still good.
the content is still good, but the timestamp is not good.
No.
What we want to do is at least have it so it looks like it was in this year.
Even if you repost that.
It's totally fine.
Here's what if I was the baker, we have Q4's 3 major holidays: October, which is Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. I would make those 3 top posts holiday themed and repost them each month of those 3 months. So right now you could even start, let's say it's back to school. So those 3 pin posts, go to Canva, find Instagram and Google. It's back to school. Search it. It's going to have these templates, and make one that says lead time, one that says how to order, and one that says current offerings. So it's going to be all school themed. You're going to use school emojis.
Yeah.
Now, as we switch over into October, you could do end of September probably, because back to school is so crazy. I would switch those out and have them 3 pumpkins. And same content, lead time, how to order, and my offerings, and update those, and then do it in Thanksgiving and doing Christmas. It's going to scream, this baker's taking orders right now.
Yeah, they're in it to win it. If you even wanted to, if you are teaching classes and you already have your class sets designed, pinning those to the top so people can see, oh, there is the September class, the October class.
And how to sign up for those.
Yeah, absolutely.
So just remember, in the content, the caption on Instagram, still not clickable, but we have the link tree. So Linktree is a website that you can post multiple links, but if you can just have your own website, you can create a menu on your website. However, a lot of those links get dead over time.
Yeah.
A lot of you say, here's my Amazon storefront. Those products have fallen out of that Amazon storefront, so you can't order them again. That stuff, go through an audit. Make sure everything's fresh-faced, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed. Make sure the important content is to the top. The less important content, either remove it or move it to the bottom.
Yeah. Yeah. If you were like, I don't want to annoy my audience, which it wouldn't technically annoy them, you can always go to a recent post, delete your caption, put the caption of how to order, and just pin that one. No one will ever know the difference. It won't show up new in their feed, though.
God forbid we see new content. God forbid we get those orders. I think that you should be reposting if you ask me how to do it. Again, if you don't have the time, but that's why we're working now. We're at the top of the roller coaster about you have the time.
Yes.
Also, Corey's big one is your bio.
Listen. The amount of bios I saw yesterday
that
said,
you guys said bye.
Now booking for Easter orders. Yeah. Now booking for where it says July and August. Like that, there's nothing that says you're not there more than, and your bio is what the other people are reading. When they click from Facebook to your Instagram, it's taking them directly to your bio.
Can I read your bio?
Sure. It's very broad, so it doesn't say any.
Okay, we got Corey Miracle, Woodbridge, Virginia. That's your name. That was a tip that everyone gave, because it puts, I really like having that location right there at the top, because a lot of you guys do not put your location. And you might say, well, you're not my target audience. Yeah, but I don't know where you're from.
I want to say the amount of people that didn't have anywhere that I could know where they were
from.
Yes,
I do like, so Corey's changed, and I think it was Kimberly. I may have had this tip. Did. She said she put her name, and then she put that line break, kind of the long line.
And it's just something on your keyboard.
What is the name of that thing? It's above the
I call it the
backwards
extra
slash.
Long line.
The extra long dividing line. And she has a Woodbridge rate. So her name is also her location. Whether that, I think it might have an SEO effect, but either way, it's there.
You can search, if you search Corey Miracle, it'll pull up. If you search Mixing Bowl Cookie Co., it'll pull up.
Okay, so you can't search Woodbridge, VA and find Mixing Bowl. We're also in a very populated area. So then she has emojis, which I like. They do count against her character count. They do. We got custom sweet baker in Woodbridge VA, so she's done it twice. A little redundant, not opposed though.
Just in case you didn't see my name.
When you comment on something, does it pull in? It pulls in your handle, not your name.
Yeah.
Okay. So we got a duplication, but she's driving that point home. We got cookie dozen starting at 75, or 78.
Listen, I need those $3.
Come on, Fats, got that right. So we've got right there. Corey said she doesn't want people clicking in and being sticker shocked.
I don't want you to come
Corey's like, $78. Then we have Phil. Okay, I know where you are strict.
What?
Fill out the cookie inquiry in the link below, or I'll find your day out.
Because I don't want them to always DM me.
Right. And then we have cookies, cake pops, and macarons, which is the products that she wants to sell currently. We have Woodbridge VA, again, because she has a business account, so you can put that in there twice. She's left out the direct address because she don't want people picking up there. And then she has her version of Linktree, which we use as Shoreby. Now, right here below, we have the highlights. Highlights to me right now, they still work for an aesthetic thing. However, you can change them to be a portfolio.
Yeah.
So let's say she changed her highlights of those circles that are right above the Instagram grid. You could have it be the upcoming holidays. Nothing says I'm ready for a holiday like everything being ready for that holiday.
Yes.
So if I clicked this profile and it was all school stuff, I'd be like, oh, this girl's taking back to school orders. Do the same thing for Halloween. It takes some intention, and that's what we're talking about it now. You could create all this content now.
Yeah.
You'd have to be really organized. But okay, I'll give you an 8 out of 10.
What did I lose 2 stars for?
I don't think you are pushing back to school orders. Maybe you're not taking them.
I'm not taking them.
Rude. Okay, 9 out of 10. I think you mentioned Woodridge 50 stars.
Listen, when we have this area where everyone's so close yet so far.
I know.
The amount of people who are like, oh my God, I didn't know you lived in Woodbridge. It's 40 minutes away.
Okay.
So I need people to know. Just because I'm in Nova, Northern Virginia.
Here's my question. Do we need custom sweets baker?
I don't want you to think I have things ready to roll.
Okay, that's a good. Okay.
Because I don't.
What if we change custom sweets baker in West Virginia to custom made to order?
Custom handmade?
Something. Custom sweets baker. I don't know.
It was broad. I know. It was like, I'm broad because now I'm not just
custom things you might write sometime.
They
might be good.
I literally only have
be
one
better.
character left. So I'm really working with the truncation there.
I do like it. I think that it's a very nice one. So anyways, go through your Instagram and have your twin sister read it publicly on a podcast. What do we have for we have Sugar Cookie Marketing's Instagram.
You did this one, man.
Yeah, I wanted all the Instagrams to match. So we have one for the Cookie College. Don't go work on it. We have one for the Baking It Down podcast, and then we have one for, and I wanted them to kind of have the same, like exactly what you get when you click there. Since we don't have a like a location.
Okay.
I have a cookie and a money emoji, like the guy with the tongue that's green. An online sugar cookie focused marketing community. I feel like that's exactly what this is. It's not fluffy. I'm out of characters.
Yeah.
Learn marketing plus business, the right-hand point. I love emojis
You do?
and line breaks in bios.
I do too.
Helps
it really
me
makes
understand.
it easier.
I have monthly free Facebook Lives and 46,000 member Facebook group. Not the most fun. I ran out of characters to be cute. What I would like to see for a baker is like where you're at, what you're selling. I love it when people put availability in their bio. But you got to stay on top of it.
You have to stay on top of it. That's why mine's broad.
When I have things that have an expiration, like I put them in my Asana, my project management software, and then it'll say, oh my goodness, I got to update that.
And if you don't work with Asana, just add it to your either calendar. Apple has one right on there. You have a Google Calendar.
Something that pings you and says, hey, boo, you got to change this. Yes. And I do that. Like we taught a cookie class on Saturday. So now I need to go back to the website and remove that information. So kind of stay on top of that. When I see that availability in the bio, I'm like, this person's on top of it. But like Corey said, double-edged sword, when you've passed it, it's like, oh, is this person even working anymore? And a lot of bakers don't want to delete their social properties because they spend so much time working on it, but they're also not baking anymore. So they just kind of ghost them and it says May 2022. Nothing says Spiderweb's like May 2022 now booking.
Especially if you now then start taking orders and you forget the bio. That could turn someone away before they even start clicking.
Well, if I saw that, I would not order from somebody. I would think that I'm knocking on an empty house. Yes, that takes us to Instagram. Very similar, but a completely different social profile is Facebook. Okay, so we have Instagram business page, we have Facebook business page. Now, I like keeping those connected because you can use a lot of Business Suites tools when you keep them correctly connected. You can set that up through Facebook or on Instagram.
The way, at least my audience is set up, the way that it is people find me on Facebook and vet me on Instagram. So they're coming to Facebook. I'm not posting every day on Facebook. That's just not the strategy that I have. I am posting mostly every day on Instagram. So if they want to see my decorating style, they can go to the Instagram and just get a feed full of how that, the style that I decorate in. Facebook is where they find me and that they're kind of learning about me and who I am, where I'm located, things like that. Are you pulling on my stuff again?
I'm pulling this up.
I don't think so.
If you're telling the truth. So we have, Corey is very heavily branded. So I know a lot of people like to change their cover photos out. If you are a big cover photo changer, that's one of the things. You're going to add it to your calendar, but having it be your back to school offerings. Now, Corey does branded one and she's not going to change it. then we're coming here. Okay.
I will say in the college, I give everyone, like, it'll be just naked cookies that say August,
They're
May,
cute.
things. A lot of times I see you guys forget.
That's the dangerous thing. So to give you an example, the freebie photos, Corey will cut out April, made it out of a cookie.
Yeah.
And you can put it as your cover photo. It's nice because it pings your audience to be like, hey, that's April.
Uh-huh.
But when it's like June and it still says April, you got the little bit of a...
Yeah.
So you, again, add it to your calendar. You don't have to remember everything. So we have Corey here. Now let me just go through our list. The about section. Now there's technically, it's called an intro section and an about section. Those are two different things. Facebook constantly messes with the character limit in the intro section.
Does.
The intro section is also, isn't it the little excerpt? If I Googled you on my phone, let me do it on my phone real quick.
If you Google me, like what shows when you're Googling.
Yeah, the preview.
I think it could be. I can't remember.
Look, yeah, right there.
Oh, nice.
Okay, when somebody searches your business page, the intro section pulls into your... I would like you to put a little space next to that emoji.
I want to say you set that up, but okay.
Okay. I would have done that. It looks like there is a space and it's not. There's not a space and not doing okay. There's switch now. So, well, if I did this, then here, I like what I did. So here's what they do call it a bio. Then when I go to change it, it says edit bio. It's called the intro. It's called a bio.
It's what shows at the top of your page right under your profile photo.
Yeah. And I'm on desktop doing this right now. And here's what I have Corey this. Again, we're in a very, very crowded area. So people aren't traveling. So right there I have the pin, the map pin emoji. I like emojis because it kind of draws your attention. To me, the emoji tells you what the content is after it.
Yeah, and red, bright.
So I have the red maps pin. What do you think it's going to say? It's going to tell them her
location.
And it says location, Woodbridge, VA. Then I have the cookie emoji. So right there we know where she's at, what she's selling. It says custom sugar cookies, cake pops, macarons, cookie classes. We still have a character limit, but it's a lot longer than what it used to be. So I added a little computer. What do you think the next content's going to be? Okay, it says order your custom treats here, and it has a direct link to her clickable website.
Yeah, because you can now put a link in that bio section. Imagine saving your audience who wants to order from you time searching.
Because here's what I do. I have to go to the page. You know what? I like to be in the foodies pages.
Yes.
The foodies groups, right? And they'll recommend the page. So I'll click to the page and the hurdles to find out where this restaurant is. So first I look at the intro. It's never there. It's always like new hours starting in June 2022. And then I'll go to the about section and it'll be this blurb that's worthless to me. Like, if you want great sushi, come here. So I go out to go to their website. Still can't find it. And oftentimes, and I'm 4 clicks in. Most people give up here. I'll just Google it on Maps and see where they're at.
But that's so...
Too much.
Too much?
Too much.
Yeah.
So we have the located, we have what she sells, and we have how to order. Now, what happened was Facebook allowed bigger intros, then it truncated them, and then it cut everybody off.
It just took off the letter. So like half of your all's words are ending halfway through.
Then Facebook's like, no, we're going to give him the character limit back, but it did not add back that text. It just, your words are ending in the middle of sentences. But now they have also given us the ability to have a clickable link there. And that's why I put Corey's website right there so you can click. Because again, we're always trying to funnel people to pay us money.
Yes. Okay,
so that is the intro, not to be confused with the about. So the intro and the bio is one thing. The about section is another thing. Both of those things need to be worked on.
The most important one is your intro because it's not, you don't have to click anywhere to see it. The about section, you do have to click to it. So imagine if people don't like to click very much, they're not going to click to the about section. It's still important if they're vetting you to have it up to date.
Well, here's a weird thing. Now, the about section doesn't have that big old bio.
I do think they did away with that
when they did the new page experience. So on the about section, we have contact and basic info. A lot of you guys already have this set up. Corey, again, has Woodbridge. She has her service areas, her email, her websites, which you can add Instagram and TikTok to. Then it's weird stuff like privacy and legal info, work and education. I can't believe they left this stuff here.
It's weird.
Page transparency, you can't change anything. Family and relationships. I guess Corey could add herself, but who wants to be... Oh, I'm sorry. It's details about you.
Yeah.
Which is wild. So in the about you section, now I got to say... The odds of somebody getting this far along because they really want you.
Yeah.
Just make sure this content isn't out of date. I'm looking at Corey. She's got it all up to date. Nothing is actually saying any specific thing about a holiday, so she'll have to update it. The odds of somebody getting this far is very rare. It does have a former name, the Crumb Cookies. Your favorite quote, where there's a whisk, there's a way. That's very nice. Do you have any life events? No.
No, I don't.
Her business hasn't gotten married yet, and it didn't graduate college. So that's what that is. So I'm really going to focus on the intro and bio. That things we're going to want to keep updated.
Absolutely.
If Corey was taking back to school orders, I would have changed that to a back to school emoji.
Yeah.
And then done that. So we have that one. The about section, if you want to audit it, make sure it doesn't say 2022. Make sure it's not saying you sell something you don't sell anymore. Those links are clickable. Again, hard to get to. So do what you want there. Pin post. Okay. This one is Facebook did us dirty again. Much like the intro bio, Facebook did us dirty with pin post. You can't see it on mobile.
A lot of you can't see it.
Business Suite does not allow you to see your pinned post section on Facebook. What happens is a lot of you guys got pinned posts that you don't know about from years ago.
Yeah, from years ago.
How can they? I can't even blame them. Facebook's not even telling us. What you got to do is you got to get on desktop and you got to switch to your business page, and you'll see at the top on the post tab.
Or you can search your business just on your profile, search your business, click to it. It'll pull it up.
On mobile?
Yeah. If you just look up, like if I look up mine real quick.
I'm going to look at yours as not an admin.
Look, not as an admin.
You got the pin section? Oh, it's so dirty that they don't let us see it. So anyways, you can see it as if you're not the admin of the page. Or if, are you looking on an admin? Are you an admin?
That's just as not an admin.
Okay.
Do you want me to see if I can see it as?
Yeah, I would like to know.
I'm going to see if I can see it as the page.
I don't think you can, but I'd be so curious.
I think you can.
Curioso. Anyways.
Yes.
So where's a Business Suite doesn't show it to you. So look at your page on the Facebook app to see what those pinned posts are.
Yeah.
I prefer working on pinned posts from desktop myself. But you can update that feature section. You click on, it'll be the section right under where you would like, what's on your mind as your business page, and you'll click on manage and you can quickly reshuffle those and then you can update them. So let's tell Corey, when was your last pin post made?
Made sure they were in this year.
I
think I did it January 1.
So Corey's going to follow the tips in today's podcast. She's going to change those to be October pin post. Again, I really like the structure of where to order, how to order, and availability.
And it's okay that I remake those posts and pin them up. What it's showing people is that it's January was 7 months ago.
Feels like 10 years ago.
Yeah. So what I want to do is bring that time frame back up to what's current. If someone clicks my page and they see August, and even if it's September, that's still close enough that people are like, oh, she's still here and available in her business.
Yeah, send you a Snapchat stick before I send it of yourself. Yeah, so are you going to update these?
Yeah.
Great. And I think having that time stamped when we get into the busier season, having those dialed into the month is real nifty.
Yeah.
Because your audience is also panicked that they're about to miss holidays. So I like to say, and make it the graphic and the caption. Now taking orders for this, booked for, and Corey's form, I added now taking orders for September, booked for August.
Yeah.
That way it kind of confirms. Again, Corey's always trying to tell people, don't place an order if I'm not free for that order. Saves frustration, saves the back and forth and stuff like that. Moving on here on our list, the pin post. So again, repost for the 2024 timestamp. Corey's barely made that at January 1. I would like to encourage her to timestamp it for the upcoming holiday for these big three, big four.
You can have multiple pin posts. So what I would suggest is having a title for each one, like just a line with an emoji that says how to order.
Oh, I love the structure.
It's just easy to know what we're clicking to instead of like, hey friends, it's me again. Like that's word salad.
We can see a preview of the post. Then I can choose to click on it. So she's got a graphic that is aesthetically pleasing. If it was, let's say, back to school, it should be a back to school cookie.
Yeah.
Then it would say my availability for back to school.
Yes.
Not my availability for August, not my availability for September. It would be for the holiday. I really want to push the holidays because that's where people are going to kind of convert.
Yeah.
My availability.
That's a hard
for October is very salad free. But yeah, and I really like an emoji. Corey's using orange hearts. She's keeping it branded. Now I love, what is my new drug of choice for him?
Tell me what you're loving about me. Go on.
I like it. She's an emoji. And right there at the top, I can see, okay, this is her, just a standard one because she's not unpinned these a lot. Looking for custom sugar cookies and sweets for your next event near Woodbridge, Virginia. Again.
You're gonna know. I'm in Woodbridge, Virginia,
and she charges $70. But and then she has the other one says, "Welcome to Mixing Bowl Cookie Co." I assume that's going to be, but there's not a big preview there.
That is frequently asked questions.
FAQ. Oh yeah, I do like that. And she's got a lot of emojis. Again, line breaks people. Break up them lines, people.
Yes.
If you're a wall of text writer.
It's hard to decipher that.
I can't read it.
Yeah.
I just gloss over.
Difficult.
My favorite emoji app is called emojisearchapp.com or emojisearch.app. And I just type in the theme and it pulls any emojis.
Everyone's like typing and then they're like,
hopefully you guys got that down. I will include the link to that in the newsletter. I had to slow down how I talk, man. In the emoji search app. Okay, we have Corey goes on to buttons.
Buttons? Oh, yes, buttons. So you have a big, bold button, say that 3 times fast, at the top of your page. You can change it. You can change it to a myriad of different things. What are the things you could change it to? There's start order. I know that one because I think that's mine.
It's harder to get to your buttons now.
You push my buttons all the time.
Oh,
must be
I
easy.
know exactly what that is. All I have to do is tell you that you're buying too much and you'll light up. I'm going to tell you what your button is.
Okay.
You have the start order and it has a fork and
I think it goes directly to my form.
Oh, click on it.
Click on it.
You have your form right above it. So we got her website right there. Oh, it is your form.
Yeah.
So you have the website on one and the form on the other. Why does Corey have both? Because she really wants people to know she's booked for September. I think we audited your form in another podcast.
We did. And
was that your website? I don't think we did your form.
You updated it recently.
Oh, I updated your form recently.
Yes.
I don't think we talked about it on the podcast. Anyway, so we have, her website still pushes people to that custom order form. She really wanted to
love my order form.
People know she bought.
I love it.
And we go back to our list. So update your button. Make sure that button is still connected to a website and not an old website. Then update your links. So if you go to About on your page, again, I'm on desktop, and we go to Contact and Basic Info, here's where you can change your links. And now Facebook has added a link to TikTok, a link to Instagram.
I think you can do your YouTube. Yeah, whatever adds benefits to you, though. If you're, like, the reason why, do I have my TikTok linked? I don't think so.
Yeah, you do.
I do?
You can do Instagram, Threads, Twitter. It's funny that they still call it Twitter, not X. Snapchat, YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, WhatsApp, Line, WeChat, and Kik. Those are the new options.
I will say a suggestion for myself would be to take my TikTok down. That's more built for bakers than it is for a client.
Your content is directed. If you are using your TikTok content, TikTok is such a discovery platform. It's not hyperlocal. So I would imagine that TikTok in the next year, assuming it's still in the United States, rolls out business profiles. I mean, advertising and stuff like that. Like location-based business profiles.
Oh, yeah. Because right now, like, it's like I can put Woodbridge on my TikTok video, but it's not doing anything for me.
No, like Instagram is more dialed into a local business being on a social platform. Again, it's never really great.
Absolutely.
I find that businesses that do well on TikTok are the ones that are teaching you how to clean your own.
How to do it yourself.
Yeah, like there's this guy, I really like it. He reviews washing machines.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, he's from Canada and we're all in the United States. So he can't even sell to us. So, but I like watching his content, so I'm not sure if he probably makes money from something. Then she has her basic info. Yeah, your reviews turned up there too. Add your language. Well, I want to know if my cookies can speak French. She's got women owned because you can add that. What are the other options for this? Oh no, diversity info. I can't change it. Open hours. When you change your open hours, I know that people typically like to say, I'm always open. I'll always take your money. If you put yourself as hours that open and close, your autoresponder can turn on after your closed hours, which I do like, which you can easily say, hey, I'm closed right now. I'll be open again tomorrow. Give me
That's more of a business boundary thing.
Yeah, I know that I'm always open. I can always take your lead. Technically, you're sleeping, hopefully.
Yeah.
So I'm pro start time, stop time. It also sets better expectations for your client.
It does. Because I had a customer that emailed yesterday. She's like, I always remember to email you at 2 a.m, but not today. I was like, oh, thank you.
Yeah. Price range, you have $3. It's all relative. There's no set range there.
I do have them as many little dollar signs as I can.
Here's why I find that frustrating. Is because a car dealership could be like an economy car dealership. It's still $10,000.
I know. You would never know.
Like, I guess Corey wants
I just didn't want one.
And then she has added services and pertinent classes. Then you can have your business page have a gender and a pronoun, which is odd for a business page, but whatever it is, what it is. Which is always like, okay, so Corey runs a woman's logo group. And of course, it's just constant bots trying to join the group. Yeah. The dead giveaway for me to know it's like a man pretending to be a woman or a bot pretending to be a woman is there. When you change your cover photo, it says he or she has changed their cover photo. And I'll be like, you
But whatever you listed to Facebook as your gender, you can filter out people who are pending to be male or female.
Oh, really?
And that's how I remove the males.
I did not know that. That's a good one. Anyway, so that is that about section. Again, just make sure everything is up to snuff there. Yeah. I like adding content that pushes. If you don't have your social profiles added there, why not?
Yeah.
Again, Corey's like, well, I don't want my TikTok. Okay, be intentional about it, whatever the decision is. So that's a link. So respond to reviews, turn your reviews on, and then respond to them. Again, don't just say thank you so much. Make it personal. Hey, Corey, it's really great. I really liked working on your birthday party for Archer. I hope you had a great 14th birthday.
You know what would be great is on your response to thank them to include a photo of their set, that stage.
Can you respond?
I have no idea, but I think so.
There you go.
I think. You want to say real quick?
Where can I pull up one?
I'm going to be my page.
Okay. So if you could add a photo, that'd be great. You might be able to add a photo in the comments. Go to Sugar Cookie Classes if you can do it.
I'm on mine. I'm turning my reviews on real quick.
You could just do it right here.
Okay, you do it right there.
So what she's saying is when somebody leaves you a review, and I'm right here right now, you can reply. Yeah, you can add a photo.
Nice.
You can add a photo in your comment and reply to them. And what Corey's saying is if somebody ordered from you a product, put the picture you took of their product and say, I had so much fun making these.
So when people are snooping and seeing if you're worth ordering from, they can
But always reply to those reviews. Okay, you may say, well, this review is like super old. Like, what should I do?
Yeah.
What I like to do when I forgot to reply to a review that's super old, let's say 2 years, I'll say, oh my goodness, Sarah, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I missed this, but thank you again.
Can't wait to decorate with your gum.
So just kind of stay on top of it. But I would reply to all those reviews because when people go to vet you, they go to those reviews. Add an upcoming event to your events tab. So we have vendor markets, we have cookie classes, we have, what else do we do?
You have pop-ups.
Pop-ups. So all these things, farmers markets.
Yeah.
You can create an event. Now, here's my tip. If the farmers market, let's say you're doing a Christmas vendor show. Yeah. A lot of times they create their own thing and they don't add you as collaborators because it's kind of hard to do. Yeah. It's not Facebook 101, it's Facebook 102. I like to do for the clients that we work with the event's name with the company. So it'd be like
holiday extravaganza with Mixing Bowl.
Let's say it's a Leesburg vendor fair with Mixing Bowl cookie companies. What I would name the event. That way people know. And then in the event description, I say, this is not the official event. Here's a link to the official event. This is for Mixing Bowl, and I'd be happy to tell you guys what I'm bringing and stuff like that.
Yeah, what your booth number is, where to find you.
Now, not only does it organize the event information, which I love, it also allows me to tag that event in my posts I make about it.
Which I really, really like.
Right.
It makes it clickable so they can get all the information and even the link to click. To sign up.
Okay, now on that, right there, I'm going to hold your feet to the fire. Do not use 2 sentences to describe that event. Here's what I want.
It bothers me so much. Is
you made a whole event, and then the description of the event is like Thursday, August 22nd. Here's what I want. I want to know where, what, when, why, how often, and who. Mm-hmm. I want you to say, here's this event. Here's when it is. Use emojis. If you ever see, if you're in the cookie class kits, you'll see my event descriptions because you get them as copy. There's no questions. I can never get asked questions because I've already answered them. It's an SEO ranking factor as well. Also, Corey has a sign up for a vendor event to do a case study for you guys. I go to the vendor event and it's like, do you want to go to a vendor event? Yeah, I'm here to learn about it. I can't find any details. It's all come to this vendor event. It's a vendor event. And there'll be vendors at this event. What is the address? What are the start and stop times? Give me some information I can make a decision on. So add upcoming events to the event tab. Events I would add, I just wouldn't be sundry events. It would be pop-ups, vendor markets, cookie classes. Yeah. Things that people can actually drive to. So I would not create an event for your September offerings.
You're going on vacation.
Everyone's invited. Please include the address to your beach vacation. And here I added this one, Corey. I didn't tell Corey about it. Update your personal profile. If you are big into arguing politics, put those on private. Update your own bio on your personal page. You can tag your page now, right?
I can tag my page.
In your bio?
I think so. I can say working at blah.
Yeah. So here's what I'm going to say. You guys may not think it. In community groups, a lot of times they don't allow pages to join. Mm-hmm. I agree. I don't allow them myself. So you are marketing as your personal profile to send people to your business profile. Yeah. It's even very difficult right now to tag a business profile in a group.
Some groups you can't.
I don't know. It's not even a setting because I was watching them ask about it. I don't know. Whatever it is. So what people are doing is they see your post. They're clicking to your profile. Mm-hmm. And I know people have this thought that that's my personal life. I'm allowed to post what I want there. We use everything to judge.
Listen, if I see you arguing in a comment, if I see someone random arguing with someone other random person in a comment section, I'm going to click to both of your guys' lives.
I'm going to make a decision.
I'm going to dive through that hole and I'm going to learn everything about you.
Here's my thing. Nothing on the internet is truly private.
It's not.
If you want to get in arguments, here's the thing, and I'll be honest, I don't like politics at all. But a lot of you cookiers friend me, and then you guys get in just mudslinging. I just got to unfriend you, man. I mean, that's not what I signed up for. You do what you want. However, if you want the business-centric approach to this, you use your personal profile. We have a lot of privacy settings, so argue about whatever you want to vote about. But on those public settings or friends of friends, you can make that be cookie-related content. In fact, when I see bakers use their personal profile as a sales tool, I think standing ovation.
Yeah.
So in your bio, instead of saying School of Hard Knocks, you can say, hey, I'm baking at now taking orders for it. It can be a secondary business profile because it is your primary business profile in groups.
So I have baker at Mixing Bowl Cookie Co. and then I have teacher at Sugar Cookie Classes. So you can either order from me or learn from me.
So let me see, Corey, if we're going to judge you,
better say
West
Virginia.
Okay, Corey's cover photo is the August written in cookie form. You may think, but this is their personal profile. It should be your kid. No, she is going to use that as a sales tool. It is her number one tool to sell in groups.
Yeah.
And again, I know I got to say, your personal profile is not personal. Not if you're a business. So kind of think twice.
Not if you're tagging your business in one comment.
You just made it a business tool.
tool.
Corey's profile picture is of herself, which I agree with. It's not of her business, but she's holding a cookie. So still personal, but still business.
Quite old.
I think we do it next month when I close down a bit. Her intro bio, same thing because we get these pages. It's cookie emoji, professional cookie eater, cookie emoji, amateur cookie baker.
Yeah. Something funny.
Something quirky. Now, you didn't do this on your business page. Oh, maybe you didn't. I didn't see it. These featured images.
Oh, yeah. I do have a featured image on there.
Do these show up on mobile? I don't think so.
I don't think they do.
I do update them to the sugar. So in her, okay, let's go through this. We have her job. She has, you can put a link in your intro to your website now.
Oh, really?
Yes.
No, remember I told you I checked and would not let me?
I wonder if you can.
Maybe.
Check that.
Okay.
But right under there in that intro bio, again, that little baby intro where the character limit is higher. You could use a lot more characters now. You have very few. Very few. Professional cookie eater, cookie baker. We have the bakery decorator at Mixing Bowl Cookie Co. That's hyperlinked.
Yeah.
And she has teacher at hyperlinked. Sugar Cookie Classics. So we can tag those business pages. Really nice free space for you there. She has where she lives in Lake Ridge, Virginia. She's married, so ain't nobody getting a sugar baby right here.
Listen.
And then she has all the Instagram and websites linked for these profiles. And then in her, it's kind of funny, her featured photos, which you can only see on desktop, it's my pops and my peeps. So it's her pops or her cake pops and baked items. My peeps is a dog. And then she's updating that. Now, I'm friends with Corey on here, so I can't see your privacy settings. Let me log in.
Listen, I go through my little privacy, and the only things unprivate are just cookie stuff.
Good. That's the thing. So I know, like, people are like, what is it, my personal profile? Here's your bio. Teacher. Oh, it just pulls in your work history, not in that. Doesn't pull that little tag. So let's see here. What can I see? We got August. We've got Corey's drawing on rocks now.
I am drawing on rocks.
We have July. We have everything I can see from Corey when I'm not logged in as her friend is almost all baking related. A little bit of personal information there. I got a picture of the husband, picture of the dog. But a lot of it is just baking items. So again, no excuse to let your audience know who you're voting for.
You can. The thing on every post you make, you can determine who the audience that can see it is.
Yourself only, friends of friends, public.
Yeah.
And be careful with that public setting because you get a lot of scammers.
Yeah, but if you like, no, this is my political season, I'm going to post what I want to post it. But then just make it for your friends, friends and fam.
Yeah, I'm going to, little bit of a stepping on the toes thing. If you say, well, no, I'm going to take a stand for what I believe in and who I'm voting for, take a stand away from your computer and go do something that actually makes a difference instead of arguing online.
No, it's easy
about
to
politics.
Argue. I have a keyboard in front of me and it's hot outside.
It is hot. I'll give you that. Sit back down. Yell at people online. Again, this is a business focused podcast, and I'd be remiss not to say don't let politics creep into your business. Watch what you post, bud.
Yep.
Watch what you post. You can get 50% of people to really like you, and you can turn off 50 more %.
Yeah.
And that's half your business.
That's half your business.
You sort that one out on your own in front of your keyboard. Okay, websites and forums, step 3. So we did Instagram, we talked about Facebook. Now we got to go to our websites and forums. This is stuff all we should be doing in August to set ourselves up for the big holidays. Yeah. I put on Corey's website an availability banner. Now you can use this at any part of your website. The higher on the website page, the better. It's called a above the fold content, which means it's the first thing you see when you click to a website above the newspaper fold, right? That was always the most important part of a newspaper.
So in layman's terms, before you have to click the scroll down button or before you put your finger on the screen to push up and see what's below it, it's what information people can see as soon as they click. That's the most valuable information because we have to assume maybe they don't want to click, maybe they'll click away. So what can they see in that little tiny screen part that could go?
Yeah, and now that we're mostly mobile centric, it's even smaller. So I have right there at the top, the first thing you see is now booking for September. Okay, remember, I gotta put this in. I gotta put this in my project management software because if that says that and we're in October, we look like Corey has.
I need to move it to October.
You're so crazy. You log in and change it yourself. Then we have her logo. Now, Corey, if she was taking back to school orders a banner, I think we talked about this on the website podcast. The banner is that image that kind of rotates on the top. Could be a still image. I'm going to call it a banner. A rotating banner is one where we have a rotating banner on here. I would have these be back to school offerings in September. I'd have them be all Halloween. Towards halfway through October, I'd switch them, start adding in Thanksgiving. So you're working in front of these holidays. And I'd have the banner right now. You'll never guess Corey says, Lakewood, Virginia. Corey is in Woodbridge. She is such and $70,000. So we have kind of that information. This is very pertinent information. I want to make sure that it's inviting, but as well as talks to the robots correctly, as well as conveys the information we want.
Those banner images are important. I don't want a picture of your cookies on your countertop surrounded by crumbs in a dark lit room.
Yeah, this is a business podcast. Photography, been talking about it for 4 years now. We got no excuses. And get you for Christmas a nicer camera and make those pictures really pop. Photos sell, words 1,000 photo.
Yeah, people are looking before they're reading, so give them something to look at so they can read about it.
If your photos look dark and grungy, even if your kitchen's not, I'm going to think your kitchen is because of how the photos look.
Yeah, even if that set is spectacular, if it's dark and grungy, it takes away from it.
Makes me feel more empathy for a baker, then they're absolutely a stunning decorator, but they're not good at photos. Yeah. I would say stop learning to decorate. You're good. Now switch over, grab that camera and figure it out because that's going to move more pranic.
If you're new to the podcast and you're in the group, you can search photography tips. Any tip I've ever given that is photography related, I've given it the same title. So when you search those 2 words, they all pull up.
No excuses, but get those photos dialed in. If you took all of August and upped your photo game, time spectacular.
Oh yeah, you're gonna land sales just for that.
Yeah, I would say that's one of the most important things. It's just because we live in an internet-based world and pictures are.
Yeah, that's how we're consuming content now.
Yeah, so Corey, I told her I want your colors. I want bright. I want white backgrounds, and she did it. So we have the availability banner. Here's always an interesting one. In terms of SEO, when you go to people's shop page, let's say you Square something, you have all these products listed. A lot of the products are stuff that isn't applicable for these big holidays. You know, I know, like, okay, all of you guys have custom cookies. That's a good one. You have to have it. That picture can be updated, though, to reflect custom cookies, but it's a picture of back-to-school pencils with custom names on it, right? So you can change out that image. When you click to the product, you can add more images, but hey, update that to these upcoming holidays. Products you do not want to sell or you no longer sell need to be archived or deleted.
Yes.
You may have some links out there. It may kill off those links. But at the end of the day, if you're not selling it, we got that analysis paralysis component where you got so many products. Which one do I order?
And also, like, if you're like, you know what? I ruin one batch of cake pops every time I try to make a batch.
Not the time in the busy season.
Maybe take that off.
Replace it with something. Corey's gotten into these cookie cakes. I think they're easy.
They are.
So Corey's like, I want to put cookie cakes on here because I'd like to sell those and I want to hide, I don't know which one. I don't think we took anything off. There's no sourdough on here for some reason.
Yeah, I'm not ready.
Corey's not ready. So we have, on Corey's website, we have 5 products. It's very easy to see exactly what you're getting. Some of these websites I go to, they have, I think 25 products is a lot to sort through.
And under each product, they'll have 20 variations of it.
Yeah. So again, streamline that for what I would say when we get these time crunch holidays, what's your easiest thing to produce? What's the one thing you like to make? You know how to make it. You can make a lot of it and force your audience into that funnel. I always say if I offer more, they'll buy more. Psychology says it's not true. If I offer less, they'll buy more.
I only offer vanilla sugar cookies. And when people are like, do you offer any other flavors? And I say no, they still order.
They still order. And Corey, I think we talked about this on the last podcast. She can say, I'm doing a limited run, guys.
Yeah.
First come, first serve. And she's going to be able to sell that out, but it's not going to be so overwhelming and readily available. Again, that FOMO really clicks in. Corey and I are victims of FOMO. She's like, I have this coupon at Bath and Body Works for these candles. We get there because we're like, it expires tomorrow. We get all these candles. We go to check on. She's like, can't use them on these candles. And we're like, oh my goodness, buy them anyway. So a huge product of FOMO because this coupon we couldn't even use. And we ended up spending a bunch of money on the pumpkin.
We did.
Cannot wait. I'm burning the useless candles now because I'm going to holiday one. Add a class schedule page. I know we don't have it on Corey's because we have actually a separate website for that. But if you have classes, create a whole page for it. That way, instead of saying, go to my website and click over to, because it's 2 clicks, you can say, here's the direct link to my class schedule. Yeah. We also use Eventbrite. Eventbrite now has a total events for a profile page. Send people to that rather than to the specific event. Yeah. So just kind of, and then if you have upcoming holiday markets, sending people to an events tab on your website is a great way to be like, hey, if you have old events, delete them.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and then change out pictures to the upcoming holiday theme. I don't think Corey will do this. So do as we say, not as we do. Corey don't want to push these holidays. She likes her aesthetic. You can have an aesthetic website. That's fine. I think she'd sell more if she had a back to school banner image.
Here's the thing. I don't love doing pre-sales. They're not my favorite. And if I have customs coming in, the first thing off my list of things to do is pre-sales because I don't like having to talk to 20 different people. I like talking to one.
So make the website work for the business that you want. However, if you want to maximize these holiday sales, get that product, put in your Asana if you use it, put on your Google Calendar. On the first of each month, I'm switching out these photos to be, because even if it's custom cookies, we have custom Thanksgiving, custom Christmas. What I wouldn't have necessarily is Thanksgiving cookies and 10 different options, 10 different listings, December mixed in there, October mixed in there. It's just a lot. So just something to keep in mind there. There's always a balance, right?
Yeah.
It's always a balance. So then, okay, we've done Instagram, we've done Facebook, we've done our website and our form. If you use a separate form from your website, which Corey says, make sure that's updated. Updated. And then Google business page, Google My Business. Corey has offers, events, and updates.
I want to say Google My Business, Google Business Profile it's always adding something.
And they don't tell you about
just a little bit more. You can really outfit that to be so, it's almost like a website in and of itself. You have reviews on there. You can reply back to reviews, which is awesome. You can't leave a photo in the comment section, unfortunately. You can upload every single site you've ever done to the photo section. I absolutely love it. It's a part of my weekly routine is I will sit down and upload what I baked for the week to my picture section. You can also do your hours on there. You can put your website on there. You can do your products on there. You can do
your dozens and our class tickets at the same price. How confusing. Yeah, they're making more value. Same price. There's no deals. So, yeah, yours looks very nice. Now, here's the interesting thing. And I don't know that you can set this. The picture it pulls in is us with the Christmas hat on. So I hate that as that one. Yeah. Your Facebook page, it pulls in a picture of Christmas macarons. I don't think you can set that either. What happens is some of these search engines will pull in preview images on websites where you can't control the preview images. Like I can control a preview image on Facebook. Yeah. I mean, on websites, but I can't control what Facebook decides to pull up in Google. Yeah. So Corey, unfortunately, her website's the one I picked. But right below that is her Facebook page, and it is Christmas macarons. It is. Your Instagram is Marshmallow Santa's.
Unfortunately, that's very long.
Maybe your Christmas.
On what I don't have listed either on my Facebook page, my Instagram, or my website, or my Google business profile is my phone number. And that's just because I don't want to give my phone number out and have people do it, like contact me that way. That is limiting me with some sales.
Yeah.
So what you need to decide is can you have a number that forwards, what's it called?
Call, Fire, Google Voice.
So you can actually, if you don't want to give out your personal phone number, and I've had mine for a bajillion years, so it's like I'm never going to change it, so I don't want it to get leaked out into the world. You can have what's Google Voice is a phone number that actually sends to your actual phone number, but it's not sharing the same number. So you can protect your personal number because a lot of us aren't having another phone for our baking company. You can protect it that way, and you can also open up the avenue to people ordering via either text message. Can you get a text through that?
They have disabled text messaging or messages through Google My Business this month, oddly. But they can text a Google Voice number.
Okay, so they can text your Google Voice number. They can call your Google. Can they leave a voicemail on there?
Yes.
Okay, so
there's a lot of control you have with voice over IP numbers.
That's a fantastic way to save your personal
information.
You
can also have auto-responding texts. Like we do it on Call Fire.
Yeah. The reason why I just don't want to open that extra avenue for my own self, But it's a great way to get some more sales. I know some of the older people that order from me like to have a phone call. I unfortunately do not like to have a phone call. So that's something you can add. I know my Google business profile gives me a rating and it always docks me for not having a phone listed.
I think, didn't they get rid of Facebook's response quickly banner?
It did.
Yeah, thank goodness.
I think, yeah, it did.
Sorry, I was looking in the search engine results pages, the SERPs. There's somebody with a similar name to yours. So I clicked over to their website, but their Facebook page, my mouse died. Darn it.
I want to say she's not accepting orders right now.
Well, she hasn't posted since 2022. My mouse died, so I got to plug it in.
Oh, no. Do you really need it? I think that was all that we had.
I have to go to the text message.
I don't. Oh, okay. Well, that's all we got for the chit-chatty part. We're going to move on. What? No, that was it.
No.
That was it.
Excuse me, guys. I'm trying to get a cable to plug in. I can't. Plug it in. We're setting you off.
Okay. You can also, on your Google business profile, you can post events. So what I actually did, even though we run our cookie classes through Sugar Cookie Classes, I added the event to Mixing Bowl because if you wanted to search up classes, it can end up in search results. So I said, why not? Let me put that there and get some.
It's nice content. I can see you added pictures from this last class. We had, keep updating with photos. A thing that I started charging my mouse for back.
Yeah.
Where I was like, bye guys, the podcast is over. We had Google My Business rolls out features and doesn't really publish them. I have to catch them on other websites. It added the ability to link your other social profiles, including like LinkedIn pages. Yeah. So add that if you haven't. If you haven't logged into your Google My Business in a while, again, update the bio, update the about, update the post.
Got a lot of things you can add in there to really get some bang for the buck. When Heather said SERPs, it's called search engine results pages. When someone searches a keyword, so this is a cold audience who doesn't know you exist yet, and they put sugar cookies near, never guess, Woodbridge, Virginia. What I want to do is I want to show up in the maps section. That's the thing that shows up right at the top of the page. So someone who does not know me, who says, I do want sugar cookies and I happen to be in Woodbridge, Virginia, they'll be more apt to click and I can get that cold audience. Yeah. They just did away with it this past week, I think, that someone could actually text or message your business profile and you could get you could actually have a conversation on it.
It's funny that they did away with that.
I will say it wasn't the best.
I was getting spammed a ton.
It was spam. Yeah. So I think they were like, this is being used as spam.
They also did away with Google business websites, which lets a lot of people.
For a long time.
So if you guys set up a Google business profile website, which was very easy, it would just click the button and would create this little website for you. It's dead now. They got rid of it.
You know where it does redirect you to?
They said they were going to do that redirect for only a period of time.
Well, it did take you to the Google business profile.
Yeah, but they said eventually they're just going to orphan it completely because they got rid of the Google Bitly competitor. It's crazy what they get rid of. But keep updating with photos. Delete old products so you can have products listed here again. And if your products are listed, custom cookies, change out those images to be the ones you want to sell. We have email next. Now I'm going to talk about two different types of email. Your personal, your email where people are submitting orders and talking to you. And then there's newsletters. So we got two different types. I'm going to call one email. I'm going to call the other one newsletter. On email, delete your vacation messages. Again, every time I send out the newsletter, I'm getting a lot of repetitive stuff. That would be pretty wild to be your customer. Yeah. And I always get if this is a cake inquiry.
Question for you. Okay. If someone emails you and they get a autoresponder in the email again, are they getting the responder every single time they email?
Yes. Which is why, sleight of hand, you could use aliases if you have Workspace to have the autoresponder only kick in for certain types of email. It is annoying. Autoresponders
that would be annoying.
Consider what this is actually designed for. Vacation away message. When anybody emails you asking for help at work and it says, I'll be back on this day. Now, we're using them as little preemptive warnings, but you're getting it every time. I do find it frustrating. I've tried to turn them on myself, and I find myself always disabling them and thinking I'll just figure it out. But I would say coming up to the holidays, a lot of you guys have these vacation responders on. I think they're very long sometimes because I'm reading through them. Make them shorter, make them quick, or turn them off altogether and just reply to somebody. I do like setting the expectations that you're going to reply to them.
Right.
Some of these aren't even heads up about replying. It's just all the information about ordering, which I feel like you could have done that on your website.
Well, to me, if someone has all the information, that means that you're not going to get a reply.
Yeah, I don't know. You can see that we even don't know how to handle it. If you do have an autoresponder, update it with upcoming holiday order info, not this generic stuff. I think you'd make better conversions if it was like, hey guys, thank you so much. I'm booking for September if you're ready for Halloween. here's some information other than these generic ones that are just auto responses all year long. It kind of seems.
What I would like as a consumer is an expectation of when you're going to get back to me.
Okay.
Hey, I'm in the kitchen. I'll be getting back to you within the next 2 business days so that people know you're not working. Also, did you know we'll be at the holiday extravaganza?
Okay, keep that updated. Again, you put that the day after that, you got to take that out of the autoresponder.
And then even on the autoresponder, you can say, are you looking to place an order?
Click here.
Click here.
I'd keep that autoresponder short.
Yeah.
Only pertinent information. And then I would have all that vetting order info on that form or the website. We have reach inbox 0 before the big rush. This one's hard.
I have maintained this. When you switch me over from the crumb cookies to mixing them, I have maintained inbox 0. Everything in there I need.
So inbox 0, if you guys don't know what that means, it means every email. I've heard this theory. It's called touch it once. If you open the email, it's got to be filed or deleted or replied to. So you get your inbox to be completely empty. 0 emails in that inbox that will require a ton of work, a ton of unsubscribing, a ton of archiving, a ton of deleting. You have 0. That means every email that comes in is either an order or a question about an order. It's very easy to organize them when every time you log in, let's say you check once a day, 3 emails, I can handle 3 emails.
I know.
When you let it get bogged down, and I'm guilty of it too, it's overwhelming. So get to inbox 0 now. We're at the top of the roller coaster. Clean that up, and then we'll be really just...
The number one thing I see when it gets to the busy season is people will come to the group and they will say, oh my God, guys, it happened to me. I finally forgot an order.
Yep.
And it's because you're so inundated with people reaching out to you via messenger, via phone, via email that you lose track of it. And then all of a sudden, someone's showing up at your door and you don't have their order ready.
So I'm going to say, and Corey doesn't use Asana. I try to get her to use it. These project management softwares are designed to remember
what
this
I
stuff.
have used is my calendar.
Okay, let's do baby steps.
And
for years, Corey, I couldn't get her. Then finally I said, listen, if it's not on the calendar, I'm not going to go.
And then...
And then she just started adding at 8 a.m. because it's like the default time. I said, listen, okay, correct. If it's not the correct time on the calendar, I'm not going to go.
I was just adding. If it's on the day, that's fine.
I think she got the vibe. It's sometime during the 24-hour period. So, yeah, stay on top of your calendar. Clean. I use Google Calendar in a way that is probably overwhelming, but it's so great for me. I have everything divided by category. You can create a calendar for vendor events. You can create a calendar all within the same Google email. I create a calendar for... my task for orders, and then you can toggle these calendars on and off.
Yeah.
Love it. So get to inbox 0, update your autoresponder with the holiday ordering info, use labels to streamline workflow. I'm a big labeler. Gmail has a pretty nice labeling system where you can just change the label of an email to, I have one called do this. It means that something's got to get done immediately. So my do this label I have at the top, and then I have ones that are like vendor events. I have ones for like, my business one's pretty optimized for my business. So anything that comes in for the Vendy Blendy. I have one, so then you have sub-labels. I have the Vendy Blendy signups, Vendy Blendy questions, Vendy Blendy, potential outreach.
Do you have a college thing set up, a college class set up on that? A cookie college class?
I do.
Nice.
It's my Gmail tips, 22 Gmail tips. I'll change it on.
So if you're wondering, in the Cookie College, Heather actually has a tutorial on how to set that up. I know she's speaking like a language we just don't understand right now.
Well, I can tell when a college kid takes that class because they'll post inbox 0 and they're like, I did it. And they'll see their labels and they'll be like, Heather, I believe, I'm a believer. If you can it's not even that complicated. It's just their lingo, Google's lingo. If you can get that dialed in, it's going to change how you use Gmail. Corey always says, she's like, I see you got a hold of the cookie classes, Gmail. Cleaned it out, inbox 0, and then just archive that. Not every old email needs to be saved. I know I'm a bit of a digital hoarder myself, been really working on it.
Archive is nice because you can still search someone's name and it will pull up versus deleting it, you can't. So if I had a past client, and if I was really good, I would have a CRM that pinged them.
I know.
But what I do is if a client comes up, picks an order, happy, paid, done, I'll archive it. So if they ever order again from me, I can just search what they've ordered before.
And Corey could create a label for that client's name. Yeah. You could do a past orders label, sub-label, their last name, first name.
Which really honestly would save a bunch of time because if I know how the techniques and the details and the designs they kind of wanted before, I know that that's what they're going to want again.
CRM program would solve this completely. It sucks those emails in a lot of times, and you can just see their correspondence with this email account versus Corey's having to see these different threads. There's always a better option, right? Update your email save to include upcoming availability. I do have a class on that in the Cookie College, email signature class. Email signatures are great. They're a great way to add information. They attach themselves to every email. You can have it turned on for incoming and outgoing, so reply to. And I like that you can update them again. You have to stay on top of this because it's going to say now booking for September. Come October, you're going to need to change that.
We use Wise Stamp. Really like it. You can really make it branded, super cute. In my Wise Stamp, I realized that when people are ordering, I don't readily give out my home address because I don't want people to just show up. But if you're ordering from me, you obviously need it. But what I was forgetting is I would be like, okay, we nailed down the time. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow. And they'd be like, that tomorrow, like 10 minutes before, then you say, I didn't get your address.
Yes.
So what I did was add it to my email signature. So every time we're going back and forth, they can see it in there and they're not having to search 52 emails to find it. It's just there.
If you don't want to pay for like an auto email signature, you can just set up your own within Gmail. Something I like to do is have the recap of their order as your signature and just change it every time.
Yeah.
I did that, like I said, when I was buying a car. It kept me really organized because I was emailing so many dealerships. I'm sure they were annoyed by it because I kept deleting it.
But then when people, I spelled names wrong on cookies? Absolutely. If I had that written down though,
we'd have this. So the theory is have in your email signature a recap bulleted list. So
I have you down for 24 cookies.
Picked up this day, this theme, this many, this amount. And that way that every email includes that information. As the client continues to tweak their order, you update that. So that final email will have the final information.
Sometimes what we do see often in the Sugar Cookie Marketing Group, it'd be like, we were discussing, they said they were going to pick up this date. Then we changed it.
That last minute
But I only referenced back to the first one. Now they have no cookies. What do we do?
It's a rough one.
Yeah.
It's always a rough one because at the end of the day, you're doing your best. And
I know.
Pre-write your newsletter. So switching from your personal inbox, which I think getting your personal inbox dialed in before this is going to be the move, but I really do like newsletters. You can pre-write them right now. ChatGPT can write them for you. I do like you interspersing your personal thoughts in there. Can't always let AI.
Put your little personality in there.
So pre-write your newsletters. Let's shoot for 1 a month. That's only 3 you got to write, 4 if we're pushing it. And then include, so something I did in Corey's little local group, right? I was thinking like, the next question people are going to ask, which I always ask every year is, anybody know of any good pumpkin patches? Well, they've asked it for 2 years in this group. Yeah. So I pulled up all their posts. I created a list, and then I went a step further and I gathered the information of each pumpkin patch, its website, its phone number, what its claim to fame was, and then how far away it was from that area.
Which is fantastic. To know how far it is from where you are, genius.
Yeah, because not everyone knows where Bristow is in relation or Nokesville. So, and then I made that a pinned post. That would make a great email for Corey to say, hey, people who have ordered from me locally.
On my page.
Yeah, you can make it a page post. You can make it a newsletter. Hey, people who order, here's my annual list of local pumpkin patches and the details you'd want to know.
If you want to share something valuable to a group and they allow you to share page posts.
Apple orchards, pumpkin patches.
Yeah.
I
will say the sunflowers just died, but it was sunflower farming season
always,
recently.
And it's so hard to find that information. Even when I was making the list, I was like, we should do a farmers marketing podcast because it was so hard to find that information. But organizing that, people, so I made the post. And people were like, doing the Lord's work. Wow, this is so great. Yeah. Can you please leave this pin? Now take that to your newsletter, and you're going to have people opening that newsletter.
Absolutely.
You'll see that Corey and I, instead of, imagine we send out an email every week, and it just tells you sign up for the Cookie College. You're not going to open it. Okay, so we say sign up for the Cookie College, but here's what we talked about in the podcast, okay? Actually, here's also something for you, a free transfer sheet. And then I add a meme because I just like them.
Absolutely.
An account calendar. How much value can I add to get you to open this? While also understanding that you know that I sell this product that you might want. And that's that top of mind stuff.
If you're thinking October, the big Halloween haunted houses, some people go all out for it. And Christmas, some people go all out. Like you'll have a whole line of houses that really go out.
That'd have been great. Another one, August or July is kind of boring towards the end. Amazon Prime deals. Yeah. Prime Day deals for bakers. Like if you say, hey, audience, I know some of you have thought about it. Here's the things that I would recommend. Again, that content just is interesting enough to read.
Yeah. Everyone's nosy.
Yeah. But then tack on, by the way, October, here's what I got. Place your orders now. Okay. So we went through Facebook, Instagram, websites, Google Business, email, and now last up classes again. We're leaving the dry July and we're careening into license to print money for classes. Yeah. I think the cat threw up.
Little pupil.
Oh my goodness.
I think I have a little thing in my throat. I could be getting sick.
Do not cough on me. The vid's going around again. It's sad. Classes, find a location now. This is the time to find a location. If if you do classes, if you stop classes for the summer, if you are just trying to do new locations to find new audiences.
I want to say location, wherever it is super important. If you're in like making people drive out 52 minutes to find your class.
Somebody came from Maryland.
But it's very close to the big road that enters into Maryland.
Bear Loop.
Yeah. The
interloop and the outer loop. Not sure where their loops are going. The spur of the outer loop. Why are we dressing a man?
But if you make people drive out to wine country, you're going to have fewer people want to make that big
moving that
drive.
Location around can make you more competitive. Corey and I are lazy. We try to stay in the same location, but find a location if you don't. Find multiple locations if you really like kind of having more of an audience. If you find one location does better than one, I kind of focus on that. Get your vendor classes is more like events. Get your vendor market applications in order. Have that content ready to go. If you need insurance, now would be the time to get that. Don't wait till last minute. If you're going to teach your own classes, start designing your class sets now. There's a lot of inspo floating out there. Again, you just purchase the class kits from us and you could find that out.
If you go into college, you can get all 2023 classes.
Which would be those Christmas, Halloween.
And you can have post your
those photos
events,
now.
Photos listed.
Corey and I are teaching last year's classes this year.
Yeah, we taught. Oh, yeah, we did.
For Christmas, Halloween.
We did teach Taylor Swift on Saturday.
That was a this year class. But the Cookie College level membership has last year's, the 2023 and 2024 classes. The Cookie Class Kits has 2023 classes. So that Halloween class will...
2024.
Sorry, 2024.
Sorry.
Goodness, traveling. The Halloween class will drop the first week of September to give you enough time to promote it. So
if you want to know... The Cookie Class Kits theme for October is Build Your Own Skeleton.
Very cute because we had a Build Your Own Snowman.
We did, back in January.
So do that and then solidify your terms and conditions for classes. Get those dialed in.
You're going to have no-shows. We had a no-show on Saturday.
I knew they were going to no-show because you had signed up with a school email.
So if you're wanting to make sure that people are showing up, you know what's going to happen. You know what could happen. People not show up. People show up late. People go to the wrong location. If you have your terms and conditions listed out, written everywhere, it's really going to save your bunheinie come them not showing up for class.
I'm going to save them bunheinies.
Bumheinies.
The bunheinie must be saved. Okay, so that takes us through this podcast. Again, now is the time.
I already feel, for some reason, everyone wanted to order for August 17th and 19th.
Why?
I have no clue what's happening that week.
What was the theme?
I had to turn people away. It was random, just random stuff.
People are hungry.
For just those 2 days.
People are hungry. I think, so what was more than that?
Just
telling people that you're so booked.
The order to come in. So September's getting filled. Now we're into October. 'Tis the season. So I actually posted in the local community group the other day and I said, listen, the biggest time for bakers is this last half of the year. If you're going to order for December, you've got to put in the books now. Got an order for December.
That really is how it works.
Yeah.
For text messages, these are fun things.
Fun things.
You can now click on Spotify, text this podcast.
Nice.
Yeah, so they're calling it fan mail. So we got some fan
mail.
Yeah. Hi, twins. Love the podcast. Can't get enough. I'm Christy of Christie's Couture Confections in Anaheim Hills, Orange County, California. Sounds expensive. I created a TikTok account yesterday, and today I post 150 followers and over 200,000 views, I think. And it's rapidly gaining attention. Followers. There's some insane beef happening in the popcorn comments. I'm staying completely friendly, not engaging with the negativity, but I'm wondering how I should proceed today, like right now, to keep riding this momentum and catch a wave of opportunity. I'd love your advice and feedback. And since I know one of you, not sure which one because I still can't tell you apart, lives for the internet drama, I hope you enjoy what's happening. Also, I was not ready for how callous, rude, and insensitive TikTok comments can be. It's not anything like our favorite little, parentheses huge, heartwarming sugar cookie marketing group. Love you, Christy.
No, I'll let you since you went viral recently.
What she's saying, and it's a great question, sometimes the algorithm smileth upon you, but what we don't realize, it's also punishing you. And your post will go viral. In the world of internet marketing, viral sounds delectable.
Right.
And you have no say over it, right? So I posted this meme. I thought it was kind of stupid. It's this person saying, like this kid.
Yeah.
And he's like, I bake because it's relaxing. Me, baked, not baking, not relaxing.
Like
and he's
crying
like,
and screaming, gnashing of teeth.
So I posted that on Friday. Right now it has 11,000 comments, 10,000 shares.
It has 6,000 shares, 11,000 likes, and an ungodly amount of comments.
My phone has not stopped pinging.
Oh, yeah.
On one side, I'm like, cool, viral. On the other side, I'm like, this is not our target audience. Because people are just tagging friends.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of them are just name tags. On TikTok, though, so that's Facebook. On TikTok, though, it gets really bad.
Here's the thing. You can't determine, when something goes viral on TikTok, a lot of times you'll hear people say, I landed on the wrong side of TikTok today. And that's because there's people who will like your content and there's people who do not like your content.
The people who don't like it are very vocal.
They are very vocal.
And the comments are very mean. So what Chrissy's saying is like, do I shut down the comments? And you'll see that on TikTok. Creator has turned off comments.
Yeah.
Or do I so the thing, and the other flip side of it, comments create engagement, which gets the algorithm to show it to more people. Now, here's what I would say to Christy. Are those people your target audience? TikTok is hard to dial into a local audience. Mm-hmm. Again, so I think you get on TikTok, you're just trying to create content. It's a great way to become a creator, to get paid as an influencer. I don't think it's going to necessarily do too much in direct padding of your orders, although there was that one lady who was really good at it. And she still got orders from it because she ended up getting picked up on the local news for going viral on TikTok. Yeah. But now I think she's almost switched over, and I haven't looked her up in a minute because I forgot the name.
Here's my thing I would suggest. You can get into the creator fund on TikTok. You have to have a reoccurring in the last, I think, 30 to 90 days, 100,000 views, which is hard to get. Ask me how Christy. I know. I get a solid 400. But if you were like, how can I turn this virality into something beneficial? You can now apply for that program if you have your account set up correctly and maybe get paid for some views. Granted, your videos have to be over a minute long to count.
If you were Christy, what would you do with the comments?
I would let them go and not respond to anything.
She's gaining an audience, but it's not her target audience.
So if you're like, this is not how I want this account to go, I only want to reach a local audience, which is very hard on TikTok anyways.
Yeah.
It depends what your goal is. If you're like, I don't want this. I saw someone the other day said, I went viral, it ruined my account. People who are following me don't like my content. They truly don't like me. The one video I posted, they thought was funny.
And the person was like, I don't make that content ever. I just made it this one time. And now everyone wants more of that content. I don't want to make it.
Yeah. So if you wanted to.
I would say, Christy, if you want to be an influencer, let it go.
If you don't, delete it.
Yeah. Or turn off the comments.
Here's the thing. The comments, it will still go.
I know.
It will slow it down.
Here's on the crux of the situation for this Facebook page post is people are just tagging people who's ever walked into a kitchen.
Yeah.
So I like to invite people to like the page who have engaged with the page. And Corey and I are like, well, now they're all people who don't like sugar cookie marketing.
There's people who are like, I hate baking.
Right. But there's no way for me to now separate them once I deleted the post.
It would take away the likes.
Would it remove them from that invite?
Not a clue.
Not a clue. Should we be turning off the comments? I should, but I want to see where this goes.
There's people in the comments fighting with each other on there. I can see like the F word a few times showing up there. Mm-hmm.
It's too many for me to keep up with.
Yeah.
I don't want to burn my
You can limit comments.
To people who establish followers.
You can also field comments. Like if people keep using the same word, like where's your gloves? If it's that kind of video, you can filter that and then you can approve comments that are using the words that you filtered out.
Okay, current stats, 5.8 thousand shares, 2.5 thousand comments, and 11,000 reactions. Mm-hmm. For a stupid meme. Mm-hmm. None of those people are going to sign up for the cookie launch. So I think viral is cool until it's not. Mm-hmm. I think viral is great if you're an influencer. Mm-hmm. I think it is hard to capture and hard to recreate. Mm-hmm. So for that, Christy, well, fortunately, you just made the account like 2 days ago and then you just went viral the next day. You can restart over if you wanted. Or you can ask yourself, maybe I want to be that creator. Mm-hmm. Maybe I want to grow this.
It just depends what your goals are.
Yeah, don't be disappointed the next 5 posts you make reach nobody. It's so wild.
Listen, all my posts are reaching nobody.
Corey's really good. If you have any questions about reaching nobody, let her ask her. She has plenty of time to guide you. I have another one, and this will be the last one. Hi, my name is Layla. I just recently discovered your podcast, and I have been listening nonstop. I wonder if Layla can catch up to this one because we're on 176.
Layla.
Or is it more than that? My question is about getting customers. I've been baking for a few years. However, I moved schools and now have to start over with my customers. I understand that followers may not equal customers as well. What are some ways you would suggest getting a name known in an area I've recently moved to? I'm a senior in high school this year, so I'm hoping for connections on both on and off campus. Thank you. She's from Houston, Texas. Here, what I say? The pumpkin patch.
Listen,
groups.
You, for some odd reason, Someone who's in high school. I don't know why.
You guys have a power. None of us old fogies can touch.
Over us old people. Like none other.
When a 35-year-old sees somebody in high school trying to venture out into entrepreneurship, and you write the post being like, hey guys, I'm
a senior in high school.
You will get so much support.
Yeah.
In a way, none of us
oldies. So what I would say, join local community groups to you.
First, optimize your page. Your personal profile, right?
Yes.
Because we're going to talk about that because they're going to go research you. Make it just like Corey's where it's a very baking centric. It's very fun, happy.
Yeah.
Then join these groups. Yes. Not as your page. Join them as your personal profile.
And you're going to start your post with, hey guys,
I'm in high school.
I'm a senior in high school. That's going to be your first before, because they'll truncate everything underneath that. But we want people to see I'm a senior in high school.
And I'm starting my own business.
I'm starting my own bakery business.
Yes. And then you're going to have an engagement that is phenomenal. And then now you got to think about your call to action. What do you want them to do here? Do you want them to go like your page? Do you want it? Because you only have this shot one time per group, right?
You're going to have people commenting. You're going to comment back to each and every single person.
You're going to heart their comment. You're going to reply to it. In every community group, you're going to write a different version of this. You're not going to paste the same thing. And you're going to space it out over a couple of weeks. That way, each post is unique. You're going to have some crossover people, but you're going to say, you could ask them to like your page. To me, I don't know. Let's get a little closer. Let's get somewhere like meat and potatoes here.
Like, what do you want? Orders?
Yeah, probably. Like, I would say, hey, here's some my back to school offerings.
If you're doing back to school offerings and it's not $78 for a dozen,
take the best photo you've ever taken.
Yeah.
Get you a nicer camera.
You're going to say, I am a senior in high school and I'm starting a bakery business. I've seen you guys support local people, and I would love to be able to earn your business.
Yeah, I like that one.
What I'm going to do is post what I'm offering for back to school. I would love to help you guys make an impression with your teachers as a senior in high school. I know teachers. Of course,
like senior in high school, Woodbridge, Woodbridge, $78 a dozen. Woodbridge, high school. Just kind of really say, hey, at the end of the day, emotions. We love to support people, kids. I'm not saying you're a kid, but you can capitalize on that. Kids trying new things, right? Yeah. So you'll see that, like, you can watch the what we're talking about, the Christmas cookie challenge. But when you put a kid on there, everyone's like rooting for the kid.
Come on, kid.
Yeah, you just want to see younger people succeed, and you want to have a part in that. That's why the what are the girls that sell cookies?
Girl Scouts.
Girl Scouts do so well because it's like, I'm not just buying a cookie. I'm supporting our futures.
And so I want to say, if you're looking for a differentiator from you and your competition, you being a senior in high school is a big one. We love to wrap our arms around a young entrepreneur, and that's a perfect opportunity to do it.
I would really capitalize on that. So you're in the right place. You're listening to this podcast. You are going to be somebody's worst nightmare.
Please don't move to
Please do not. Stay away from Woodbridge. We can't. We won't be able to compete. That is if you want to text in, now you can just actually pull up the podcast on things like Spotify, and there's a button. But if you want to text in, we go to the same place, 571-556-5644.
You can text. Can you call? Call and leave a message?
No, I don't want that message.
Are you kidding me?
I don't like checking them. It's hard for me to have to go to the podcast, chop up the podcast, and insert it.
2 little steps.
I haven't gotten a call since February, so everyone heard the message.
Turn it off.
I don't think I did. I don't think I can turn it off.
You can text or you can email. If you just want to email, it's hello@sugarcookiemarketing.com. Right. We'll never email you back. There won't even be an honor
on the podcast.
Yeah.
That's my promise. You can message and you don't have to talk to someone.
Yeah.
Moving on, can you tell us the Vendy Blendy numbers?
Vendy Blendy is happening.
Yeah, go ahead.
Vendy Blendy is a 1-day sale. It's a 24-hour day sale where vendors come offer you 25% off or more on their shops, and you get a shop to your drop for 24 hours. It starts November 29th at 12:01 a.m. And it goes till November 29th, 11:59 p.m.
Right.
So you have exactly 24 hours or 23 hours and 58 minutes to shop till you drop. When you go, you're going to actually search Vendy Blendy by Sugar Cookie Marketing on Facebook. You're going to request to join the group. You're going to pend until November. That's a long pending time. We haven't forgot you. You'll just be sitting there in the queue, the QEU, and then we'll let everyone in on November 29th.
Yeah. Great. So we have penders, 1,558.
Nice.
Vendors, we are now at 37.
Let's just blast through the list and tell us who's on there.
Okay. Tasty Tin, Sugar Cookie Dealer, Pink Piggy, My Two Cookies, Scribe's White Strolls, The Dessert Depot, The Cookiery, Sam and June's Bake Shop, Mad Batter Cookie Co., My Dope, Sugarloaf Mountain Designs, JoJo's Specialty Shop, Sweet Pink Olive, Chew Cookies, Busy Bakers, Whoopsie, Dare to Bake, Cookie or Prince, Bright Cutters, Minted Prince, Lollybee, Custom Cutters, The Bougie Baker, Sweeties, Tasty Treats, Sunshine Day Biz, Miss Cookie Packaging, Sweet Bite App, Acorn Backers, Cookie Cutters by Nori, Mixer Skirt, Cup of Cookies, Love and Flour Baking Supplies, One Smart Cookies and Crafts, More Decor, The Domestic Cookie, Bobby Cutters, Blue Honey Cutter Co., and The Cookie College.
Mm-hmm.
That is all. I haven't even opened this up to other vendors just yet. And it has been, I think this will be the biggest vendy we have yet.
Nice.
Everything is just looking so nice here. We have a lot of giveaways. Some of you vendors are not filling this out correctly. I'll have to go back and clean up my spreadsheets because I live and die by them. But that will be a blast. If you want to Pendy, just go to search the Vendy Blendy on Facebook, and then you can request to Pendy. It'll reiterate the rules. Just agree to those rules, and then we will see you in November.
Keep talking. I have to put someone on post approval.
Post approval. Corey, not one post gets by her less than 24 hours after it goes up.
They never do. They never do.
Moving on, we have the Cookie College. I mentioned that they are also a vendor, which is us. Great. We're going to run some really fun discounts. However, if you want to start teaching cookie classes, the Cookie College has a membership called the Cookie Class Kits, where we dropped the Cats cookie class this past week. It is so cute. It is one of the cutest ones. It's actually my favorite one.
It is one of the easier classes to teach.
It's an easy class to teach. It's cats, and everybody likes cats. And you can turn it into a DIY kit. You could turn it into an at-home cookie class, a virtual cookie class if you wanted to take on that, or teach it in person. Now, Corey and I taught a class that actually dropped in the Cookie Class Kits back in April.
Yes.
The Sweet Sugar Singer.
That was a very involved class.
Yeah, so we taught it on Saturday, which was always fun to teach the classes that we also created. I didn't do much, but I taught it. I made the PowerPoint.
You did.
So we taught that, and we had just a great vibe of the class.
They loved it. It was a little bit more advanced than our typical easier classes.
I thought it was probably the most difficult class we have ever dropped in the class.
But they really liked it.
So if you're interested in the Cookie College, it's actually 5 memberships. The top tier is called the Cookie College, and you get everything. It's the biggest bang for the buck. Biggest bang for the buck. You guys want a buck? You get a bang for it.
I would like a few bups.
I need some bups as well. If you want to bang for your bup, sign up for the Cookie College. It gets everything for $76. You get the Cookie Class Kits. You get that class about Google, Gmail, autoresponders, and stuff. You also get that private Facebook group where we're walking. We're walking, man.
We are walking.
And you check in on a daily post. And then you get the digital downloads. You get the Baker's Business Basics, and you get the $2 Transfer Club.
It's a steal of a deal.
If we had to buy those separately, I think it's over $190.
So save a few buffs and sign up for the
You're going to bang for your buck? I'm not sure I'm struggling with words today.
You were excited too.
Week and it's only Tuesday. I need fall to come.
I know.
Moving on.
Moving on to the sponsors.
Now events. You always
Moving
forget
on
it.
to the events.
It's loud.
Moving on to the
There
events.
you go. I need some lower bups from you. I can't believe CookieCon is less than a month.
Less.
Is it less than a month? It's about a month.
Yeah.
CookieCon is a cookie convention. I love saying it when we teach those cookie classes.
Does. She manages.
One person at the cookie class knew about it, which is always rare. But CookieCon, there is a CookieCon happy hour. Heather Campbell Brookshire is a sponsor of that. She's also running it with Kim Mimsim. I think Kim Mimsim is opening up her brick and mortar this month.
August 9th.
It's like in 3 days.
I don't know. That's what the day I saw.
3 days. Congrats. That's huge. Heather Campbell Brookshire can plan your Disney trip, your Universal trip, your Disney cruise. She's a Disney trip planner, which means she costs you nothing but can plan everything. They reward those Disney trip planners with points to go take their own trips. And you'll never meet more of a Disney adult than Heather Campbell Brookshire. So if you want to attend that CookieCon, it costs you nothing. We actually put in a tab for that. You can meet some other SCMers.
We're paying all the bubs.
Bubs are coming over here. You guys get the bubbles. So they'll have some light appetizers and some drinks, and you guys can join that. It's September. The events tab in the Sugar Cookie Marketing Group has all those extensive details you'll need to plan
If you
around.
go to Sugar Cookie Con CookieCon.
Yeah.
Sugar. I take pictures and post because I want to feel like I'm there, even though I'm not going to be there.
No marketing tip required. If you're at CookieCon, we won't be able to make it. But
I know.
Please
And
let us live
I want
vicariously.
to see the people's entries for the sugar show. So take those
that'll be a
photos.
good one. Yeah. If you get a really great trade, let's see what it looks like.
Yeah.
Post it in that group. We will not delete it. CookieCon exemption.
Yeah.
CookieCon safe.
For
Hashtag CookieCon exempt.
72 hours.
Yeah.
72 hours.
So if you guys can want to attend that, that'll be a blast. CookieCon is a blast, but it's a lot more fun when you find your tribe.
Yeah. And a great place to find your tribe is at that little meeting.
Yeah. And it's before CookieCon starts, so you can really kind of get some people's.
What else events?
That was it.
All right. Next up, the sponsors.
Okay.
Eduardo. Eddie, the man, the myth, the legend.
I asked on that. Corey and I are doing this post 3 times to the SEM marketing channels in August.
Mm-hmm.
So I asked last night, like, what is the product you
Wish
want?
you had.
The other day I asked, what is the product you wish you didn't
That
buy?
was very interesting to
Yeah,
read.
people are like, I wanted an airbrush.
I
but don't think I did.
know,
Why
I
do people
know.
hate airbrushes?
You have to buy so many stencils
I
to
know.
make it work.
You hate airbrushes. Eddie,
I know.
the podcast sponsor, is going to be the answer. $3,000. Not cheap. Oh, yeah. This is what we're using. Corey and I are going to do a dry run. It may or may not work out, but we're going to do a vendor event. Bought all the crap for it, but we're going to live print Eddie cookies at this vendor event.
So this vendor event that we've signed up
Do
for.
we need an extra cartridge?
No, it's brand spanking new, the one we got. This vendor event is for brides and grooms.
While the event, it's kind of an interesting concept. They're creating a fake wedding.
They're creating 2 fake weddings. I'm only
weddings.
baking for one.
Oh.
Yeah, so there's another baker for
So
the
there's
other
an imaginary wedding where an event planner, a photographer, baker, cake maker, florist, all this stuff is, and then these actual potential brides and grooms are touring it as if they could see somebody else's wedding.
And it's all done at this place called the Barn at Brambleton.
It's a really pretty event.
And they want you to have your wedding there. So what they're trying to do is let you picture what your wedding would look like if it was there. And then that's the first day they're doing this faux wedding setup. The next day is where the brides and grooms and anyone getting married can come through and they can taste test cookies. But we're going to be
vendor
printing.
event.
We have a backdrop coming.
It's just shipped. It was today.
Just shipped. And we're going to take a picture there. We're going to print their faces on Eduardo and we're going to give them the cookie to eat as they leave.
So I got the backdrop. I got the tablecloth.
cover.
I got that little sign. I think we should do shirts.
Yeah.
But did you need a bag tag or no?
A bag tag?
I thought you were putting my celebrate.
There is, so they get 2, both will be Eddie printed, but one will have a QR code with my Instagram on it.
That one will be in the bag tag?
Yes.
So it'll be solo wrapped?
That one will be solo
I
wrapped.
gotta order that then. I don't have the bag tag for that.
If you didn't, I do have business cards though.
We'll talk about it at lunch.
Okay.
Eddie, if you want to learn more about him, and we'll talk about him on this, because this is just a case study for you guys. I did not want to do this.
Yeah, I wanted to see if we could bring Eddie to a vendor event, how that would go, what that would, like the vibe that it would cause, like was there a buzz where people are like, oh my God.
So I made a sign. It says, come get a free cookie. It's a pretty neat sign. I'll link to all this stuff when we do it on the podcast.
Yeah.
But it'll be interesting. Anyways, Eddie's going to be the main guy there. He directly prints to food, and that's what we thought would be pretty neat is put these people on a cookie and have them walk out with it.
What an avenue that would add to your business if you would be the entertainment at a wedding.
I've seen people do it.
I've seen people do it.
Yeah. You can learn more about Eddie going to Primera's website or going to Eddie Printer Users Group on Facebook. And we'll talk more about him in the upcoming weeks because that's in 2 weeks.
Yeah. And he will be at CookieCon. So you can see him printing and you can see what he can do.
In September.
Absolutely. Next up, Bakety Bake is a meringue powder Royal Batch is a meringue powder by Bakety Bake.
Saved it there.
Royal Batch is the meringue powder I use. If you like anything I do, that is what I'm using. It has 3 ingredients already in it, which is white food coloring, vanilla extract, and corn syrup. You can use code TWINS to save 10% at checkout. Also, this past weekend, I did
Bakety Bake will be at CookieCon.
sample packages.
Oh, that was nice.
So people can make royal icing. So I gave them a little kit at our cookie class that they could make royal icing when they got home and include a little meringue powder in there.
A little bup.
Little bup.
Little bups were in there.
Yes.
And they love the bups. That is our sponsor. Do you have a Twinterest?
Do I was thinking about one. Now I can't remember.
Really? Okay, here's my Twinterest. I'm in a minimalist era. But I really, really, really feel like the scourge of our generation will be the fact that we took all our photos on our phones. Mm-hmm. The photos I take on my phones are worthless.
The problem with that is we are so readily available to take photos that we choose not to most of the time.
Yeah, because it's like, you got to think, like, I'm not going to look at any of these photos on my phone. No. So then we're less intentional about the photos we take. And then we miss so much of our life because you're like, well, that person's taking a photo. You're never going. I know. It is because the phones make photography right there, almost because it's so right there. Yeah. We're not intentional with it. So I got targeted on this ad. So I come from a mile away. It was called the camp camera. The concept being, a lot of times, even when you get a digital camera and you're intentional about photos, you immediately remove yourself from the situation and look down at the photo you just took to judge it.
Okay.
So this company based out of California was like, the camp camera has no screen. It's a digital camera, but it works like an old camera where you take the picture and you can't see anything until you get the photos developed.
Like a throwaway camera.
Yeah, so it only tells you how many photos you've taken since you downloaded them, but it has that old aesthetic, photos when you got them developed or whatever. And it's meant to keep you in the moment. So you can't see what the photo is.
We've gone full circle.
I know. I'm not printing them. It's still a digital camera, so you can still upload them to the cloud.
You have to really
carry it around. And I'm challenging myself with this camp camera to really, truly carry it around and be intentional. So, like, we go to my mom's house on Saturdays. Yes, we all take a ton of photos of the cats there, but that doesn't really tell the story of this one time.
Where we had Christmas in
Here's where my mom lived, and here's what we did that day, and here's what we all looked like at the time.
No, because we won't remember, man.
We won't remember, man.
We will not remember.
I was telling Ruth Ann about it because I was like, I know I'm buying something as I'm trying to donate other stuff. But I was like, when Grady, our late grandfather, he would always grab that camera with a film or whatever. And he would take intentional photos of things. And we now can say, that's what everyone looked like.
Oh my God.
So that is I
like it. I like it. I'm going through a minimalistic era myself.
Corey clicked in, man. She got it, boys. We got it.
I said, here's how Heather put it to me that really struck.
Really?
If I had to move,
would you take it away?
What am I going to toss before I pack it up? Why do I have it now if it's not going to make a move?
So Corey is going through and saying, do I want to move this? If the answer is no, donate it now.
So the other day, it really took a mental toll on me.
It does. It's so hard.
I went through all my pants, my jeans specifically.
They all cannot see themselves up, if I'm honest.
You remember the size I was?
What not to wear?
Ago. Yeah.
Clinton Kelly?
Yes.
They would say, if it doesn't fit now, don't keep it.
Absolutely.
It's not who you are right now.
Yeah.
And you can always buy things again. You may have liked that, but the styles are changing as well. So stuff that didn't fit 5 years ago, while you may say, well, it will fit in this eventually, it's just not the style anymore.
It's not.
So it gives you 2 reasons to cut it loose. Fine. So Corey had this great thing. She was like, I got a pair of jeans that's very comfortable. I had another pair of jeans. It barely fit. But I know if I had to choose one pair, I'd always choose a comfortable pair. So I donated the ones that barely fit. They're less comfortable.
Yeah, because I would always, knowing me, I'd reach over for the more comfortable pair. So why am I holding on?
It's like I'm holding on to a memory you never want to remember.
Because I will never be comfortable in those pants.
If they're not, so I like to go to the minimalists. They're kind of like ideas, right? Yeah. So they're like, immediately you can donate anything that has a tear, a hole, something's broken. Don't even question, that goes. Yeah. We don't want to keep that. It's no longer functioning. It's not a viable piece of clothing. Next up, anything that doesn't fit. There's no question. If it doesn't fit, it goes.
What I weighed 2 years ago and what I weigh now, I'll never be what I weighed 2 years ago. Never.
Even if you were,
but
it's
I
not
still
the style.
Have all those clothes.
Right.
So I really got into the mental space of try them on. It's not bad on you if you don't fit into them anymore. But we're going to donate them. So the next time you try something on, you're going to be happy with how it fits.
They said, you may say, but there's a lot of memories tied to this t-shirt. And the t-shirt's, it's oversized. They said, okay, don't keep physical objects for memories. Take a picture of them. Yeah. There we go. Back
with
to the pictures.
With your camera that has no lens. With no.
Live in the moment, buddy. Live in the moment in that closet.
Yes.
So very good. I hope you maintain it. I think on the other side of your minimalist mindset is freedom of space.
Yeah. My husband was like, did you know our tabletop is pink?
Corey has a Corian tabletop that she's kept a ton of stuff on. So she worked this weekend to clear it off. Yeah. And the husband was like, did you know we have a tabletop? Do you know the table? You can sit at it?
Rude.
That's good. How do you feel that the visual cleanup?
Feeling so much more empowered and intentional with what I have. I still, at the end of the day, have a ton of stuff. I am not losing literally anything.
Yeah.
But
now it's like almost you look at a product and be like, do you deserve to be in my
life?
life? Do you bring enough value to me that I'm going to keep you around? No, I don't think we're in.
I donated. You know what? I don't read books. Never have. Listen, never will.
What did Ashley, our older sister, called it aspirational spending, where you buy something with the intent of, if I buy this, I will become this.
So I was like, I'll buy a book. And I'll be a reader.
Feels great to buy a book. Feels like you'll be a great person who reads books.
Yeah.
But Corey's like, I'm not reading a book. She aspirational spent money and doesn't want to be that person. I did that with this outfit. I thought I'd look like my little sister. I gave her the outfit the other day.
Absolutely. Because right now, then I feel guilty every time I open the drawer and I see that book that I've never crackled open.
I should be reading this book and being that person I thought I'd be if I bought it.
And you know what? I'm letting myself be released from the book reading.
Listen. And people, you got to trust the process. That empty drawer with no books in it is more freeing than having the option to read the books.
Visual noise around your home.
Oh, it's wild.
You don't understand how much
it soaks up of your energy.
Yeah, because you're looking around, you're guilty at everything. You feel guilty.
What do you do when you're overwhelmed? Comfort. I do comfort things like watch TV, shut down, shut the door. But I feel like overwhelm, when we do it as a visual clutter, we're trying to escape our own houses. Yeah. When our own houses should be the safe harbor. So when you get that visual noise, when you get that stuff done, I had these lockers for years.
You did.
I bought them from a school surplus. They were always full of stuff I didn't want to deal with.
It's stuff you didn't want to even see.
Yeah, it was always like business. And I always like, well, it's business stuff. But it was stuff I shouldn't have had anyway. I didn't need it for the business. So Ruth Ann got her carpet changed. So I had to. Everyone was like, get rid of the lockers. Okay. I'm not sure what the lockers did to you guys. But I gave them. I posted them in Corey's community group. And they went to a lady who has a brick and mortar. And has a bunch of employees who wanted to put their stuff in lockers and lock them. So now those lockers go from being cluttered to me, even though they were empty and they were doing nothing, to actually being functional for somebody else.
My son had a hoard of books. He's going into 9th grade. These were 5th and 6th grade books. Gave them to the community group.
They loved them.
I said, shop my porch.
Some lady was like, I have meandered through and I think most of them got taken.
They mostly did.
Yeah. And everything I did. So now you're like, those buy nothing, sell nothing groups are phenomenal.
It makes you feel less guilty about.
Because they're going to somebody.
Yes. And she posted a picture of her kids studying one of the books. And I was like, great. That makes me feel so good.
And that's where I think, that's where my 30s are headed. Just the least amount possible, living in the moment.
Yeah.
Relationships are everything.
When I said to him, are you using the cases for the games? Because he was not. He has little case holders.
Yeah.
And I said, why are we keeping the cases?
He's too young to know.
So I said, tell me what you can part with. He did phenomenal.
I wonder because he's like an only child. You and I always had to split everything, so we're always trying to keep.
I know he's not like that.
Yeah, I know. Because when you don't have to hoard,
I know
you don't have.
Yeah.
Anyways, so if you guys want to take a little note, I think it'd be a fun fall project for people.
A fun fall. Maybe we should do it in the college.
Really?
Oh, one thing. Remember when
do you know what? Do you know what the minimalist challenge is? It's a real wild one. It's one thing, two things, three things, four things.
So at the end of the day, you'll be doing 30 things.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Every day it gets more and more complex, but you're so trying to make the number. But they were like, a pen counts.
Yeah, pen cap, anything random.
Like, but by the last day
that I don't know what they go to.
Here's my theory on cord management. Get all the cords together, then separate them by tips, the ends.
Yes.
Then you'll realize how many duplicates you have, and you can...
And that's what I'm going to do.
Now I kind of keep them glued to their thing.
Smarter.
But that's a lot of duplication. So, that'd be very stressful, but not a bad idea.
Mm-hmm. We should try it.
You want to do it for September?
Yeah.
They're going to hate it.
Let's do it.
They're going to love that they hate it. The reason why we do this in that cookie college is it's a kind of a petite group, but everyone really likes doing stuff with other people. Like, it feels better to walk. It's so much better
when someone's cheering you on.
Yeah, so it's not a challenge. It's like a group power walking across America. So what did we do? Oh, we did sleep challenge last month where you try to maximize your sleep because we were trying to get better sleep for this.
We did a better money challenge where you kind of got a grip on your...
and I always am impressed when people can talk honestly about money. Yeah. It's such a weird topic. But yeah, that would be an interesting challenge. Yeah. It could be cookie cutters. It would be an easy one.
Oh, that would be a great one to really go through.
Baking supplies.
Oh, absolutely. Boxes that you've gotten that are like you have 4 left.
Let them they all exchange them with each other.
That's good. Let's do that.
Cut them loose, guys.
All right.
See you guys next week on the podcast.